Good afternoon, everybody. This is Spencer Michaud here at the Great Lakes Astrology Conference in Ann Arbor, Michigan, 2019. And I am joined by Julene Lewis from Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Hi, Spencer. How are you?
I'm doing very well, very well.
Good, great.
You and I got to hang out last year a little bit at GLAC 2018.
Yes, we did.
Which was fun. We bonded over... we got to go out and look at the sky a little bit, didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we did with Gary.
With Gary,
Yep.
Caton, yeah, had a real,
Mhm.
like, a nice visceral experience, a direct experience with the stars.
Yes.
That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. So this is our second go around here.
Yeah.
And you practice Vedic astrology.
Yes, I do. I practice Western and Vedic astrology, both.
Very
Yes.
cool.
Mhm.
So tell me a little bit about your experience here at GLAC this year so far, and maybe a little bit about what you're speaking on and how the vibe's been for you at the conference.
Okay. GLAC has been wonderful this year. GLAC is always wonderful. I've been coming to GLAC since the beginning of GLAC, and it's been so wonderful to watch it grow every year. And the one thing that's so nice is seeing everybody who comes back every year and reconnecting with everyone. And the lectures and the talks are always wonderful. There are always great speakers, great friends, great banquets. It's an awesome vibe. I love the GLAC conference.
Yeah. Well, and here we are together again,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just building the relationship in year 2, right?
Yep.
So you talked, you had a little talk about the Dasha system.
Right.
Yeah?
So my talk today, or not today, my talk the first day, Friday of the conference, was on the Vimshatari Dasha system.
Okay.
But how you can actually use that even if you're a Western astrologer. So a lot of times...
so tell us a little bit about, give us the gist of the Dasha system.
Yeah, so the Dasha system is the way that the planets run their planetary periods, or their time periods, that come from your natal moon. Okay. Right, so depending where your natal moon is depends on what your planetary order is. And what the dashas are is it means that that planet's karma is ripe for fruition. So in Vedic astrology, your whole chart is karma. Every planet has its karma. A way to translate that into Western language is that if its karma is ripe for fruition, in the West it would be the natal promise or the natal story is unfolding at that time during the dasha that's related to that planet. So it's that planet's story comes up.
Okay.
So then those planets become of prime importance by transit, or if they're receiving a transit. So what I did in my talk was to show that, you know, even if you're doing Western astrology, you can look at the main dasha period and the sub dasha, look at those 2 transits at the time, and they're going to point to a main event that happens, because the dasha system is really good at predicting.
Right.
And whether you use sidereal or tropical, as long as the transit and the natal chart are both using the same zodiac, you're going to get the same transit to the same planet at the same time. You know, because of precession, it might be off by a few hours or a day, you know, whatever, depending on how old we are. But it's the same thing. So we're going through what we're going through when we're going through it. And a lot of times clients come to us in some kind of crisis, right? They don't come when everything's wonderful. Like maybe, you know, they're having problems with the boss, or they're having problems with parents or a spouse, or their health or whatever, but there's something, or they're trying to find their voice. A lot of my clients are trying to find their voice, and they're looking for their self-empowerment. Right. And if you can see how in the Vedic system, all the planets relate to a chakra. Okay. So when you're looking at one of those transits, and you're hearing that the same meanings of, like, if someone's creativity is blocked, that's a Jupiter sacral chakra. Okay. Right? So you can work with
the orange one.
Right.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. So right. So you can do the colors, you can do the bija mantra. Okay. And a lot of that is, if you work with your own energy field, you can use that as a remedial measure to help change whatever's happening inside of you, creating those blocks.
Interesting.
Like maybe you want to claim your authority with Saturn, or, you know, feel more secure, right?
And
because that's the root chakra
through the mantra
of that. Right,
through the
bija
chanting.
mantras.
Okay.
Yes, you can do the bija mantra, you can do the color,
Right.
you can do, you know, the stones of those colors related to the chakra.
Right.
Whatever resonates with you, and that's a real easy thing. It's an easy remedy to give to a client, and it doesn't cost a thing.
Right.
but it changes your energy
Well,
field
and
vibration.
remediation is a hot topic. I mean, as a
Yeah.
Hellenistic astrologer, one of the things that which here's the great thing, Hellenistic astrology and Jyotisha seem to be,
Yeah,
they have a lot in common because,
they do.
I talked about this with Ronnie Dreyer too, about the unbroken lineage of the Vedic tradition.
Right.
And, we're seeing some overlaps, including like with Dashas and chronocrators and time lords and annual perfections.
Right,
Very
yes.
kind of a similar concept,
Mhm.
right? And one of the things that has been difficult for me as an astrologer, just getting in touch with the more ancient systems, is there is a little bit more of a fated quality, quote unquote, which, my understanding of fate and free will is transforming. It's coming full circle. When you first start studying, the text is like, oh my goodness, this is going to happen, you're screwed. Okay. But then you come full circle and you kind of see it from a much different perspective. And the concept of remediation and be able to have some agency and be able to do something and make a choice and to change that karma. Yeah. And so hearing about the working with the chakra, working with the stones, working with the meditations and the mantras, right? There's opportunities out there for engaging with your chart rather than just being the victim of it. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So Julene, you also are part of a astrological community that has been very supportive of the Great Lakes Astrology Conference in the past. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I'm just a member of the group that's in Lake County, Ohio. It's LCAA, which stands for the Lake County Astrological Association. It is one of the oldest astrology associations. I wish I remembered the exact year it was founded, but it was the early 70s by Carolyn Clemenson. It's now Bob Dickow is the president. And they have, for decades, have had a monthly speaker come in the fourth Monday of every month. And currently that's in Willoughby Hills, Ohio.
Okay.
So yeah, every month there's a speaker. There's a huge membership, and it's been around for a long time. So it is a really strong, solid astrological community.
Yeah. And you brought a pretty big group last year, and probably, I'm assuming, this year again as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of people from Cleveland and LCAA here, right?
Yeah, we got like a new young speaker that was in the mentorship program last year.
Yes,
and is now two now. Yeah, Diane too, right? Okay, yeah, Catherine Urban and Diane Trembath. Yep, both were in the like transitionary mentor program, kind of like a trial run, and they did great. And now they're
speaking at they had spoken at LCAA before that too. So so they are speaking there in all sorts of places. Yeah.
So you do some private tutoring.
Yes.
Yeah. So you do client work, but also
I do client
some
work.
education.
Yeah, and private tutoring because I'm certified in Western and Vedic astrology both.
Okay.
So I have it just kind of came up from a lot of topics and things that I teach at the conferences. When people want to know more, you can sign up for private tutoring with me.
Right.
And it's structured to what the person wants, right?
Absolutely.
It's structured to what you need. What do you want to know? Well, I really want to know more about secondary progressions. I really want to know more about dashas. I really want to understand how to work with the chakras, whatever it is. And maybe there's several things you want to learn. And, I have a package of 5 sessions or 1,
Right. And it's whatever tool is going to get you to the goal, to the understanding of the chart.
Person wants to know that I also know and I can teach.
Perfect. Very good. And where can we find you?
JuleneLewis.com.
JuleneLewis.com. JuleneLewis.
Correct.
Yep. Well, Julene, thank you for joining me today. This is great.
Thanks,
Appreciate it. And hopefully we'll do the 3rd time around GLAC 2020.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.